Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. How are we? How's everybody doing? Happy Memorial Day, Kings and Queens. Happy Memorial Day, Kings and Queens.
Put on a condom.
The new... Oh, see, this is the thing about fucking TikTok. Every single time you open TikTok and you're not logged in, it immediately goes to what America wants the most, which is that. Okay. All right. Let's see what Trump has to say about Memorial Day. He's making a speech at 11. Can't wait to see that. Let's see what the fuck he has to say. All right. Enough praising the fallen. Get a tissue. Somebody said that he made a wild-ass post. Did he make it on Twitter? Did he make it on Truth Social? Apparently on Truth Social. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right. Let's read it. This is going to piss me off so much. I fucking hate this day. I hate Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to all. Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds who allowed 21 million people to illegally enter our country, many of them being criminals and the mentally insane, through an open border that only an incompetent president would approve, and through judges who are on a mission to keep murderers, drug dealers, rapists, gang members, and released prisoners from all over the world into our country so they can rob, murder, and rape again, all protected by these USA-hating judges who suffer from an ideology that is sick and very dangerous for our country. Hopefully, the United States Supreme Court and other good and compassionate judges throughout the land will save us from the decisions of the monsters who want our country to go to hell. But fear not, we have made great progress over the last 4 months, and America will soon be safe and great again. Again. Happy Memorial Day, and God bless America. I hate this man so much, dude. God, I hate this fucking man. I hate this fucking man. And I can confidently say this, guys. I have never in my life hated a person the way that I hate Donald Trump. Never in my life have I hated a person the way that I hate Donald Trump. I know I asked you last week you delivered, but do you think you could check out my song Liberation Day? I'll give it a check in a little bit, brother. Not right now. Not right now. Oh, you're such a piece of shit. You're such a piece of shit. Of course I have an ad blocker on. I'm not turning off my ad blocker for fucking C-SPAN. I think I've got some good reposts for us.
Didn't make it.
Every time. Every time. Oh, this one.
What is the fourth commandment?
Keep the Sabbath.
Part of keeping the Sabbath holy is not working on the Sabbath.
That is, yeah.
What day is the Jewish Sabbath?
It is on Saturday.
And what day is it today?
It is Saturday. Here we are.
The Christian Sabbath is what day?
Sunday, in honor of the day that Jesus rose from the dead.
And we're scheduled to give this bill a final vote on what day of the week?
It's ironic, isn't it?
Would you
I
be
hate
willing?
the way these smug Christian cunts fucking...
It's ironic, isn't it?
It's ironic with her fucking wrinkly-ass hands held together and her fucking smug smile. It's ironic, isn't it, that I don't practice Christianity, but I want to force Christianity upon Americans. This woman is fucking disgusting.
Would you be willing to postpone your bill so that we're not breaking the Ten Commandments by working on the Jewish or Christian Sabbath?
I love that you said that because
You're saying that you'd rather tell people to follow the Ten Commandments than follow it yourself?
I would have rather have had this bill passed the other day when it was time.
We as a legislature are about to force every teacher in the state to post the Ten Commandments in their classrooms.
If
Do
they are
members
donated.
of the Texas legislature follow the Ten Commandments?
So again, this bill is about honoring our historical, educational, and judicial heritage with the displaying of the Ten Commandments.
Not only is this woman fuck ugly hideous, but you can always tell in the eyes. This woman's a demon. This woman is a demon sent from the depths of hell by Commander Satan, meant to disguise herself as a Christian.
The ninth commandment is thou shalt not bear false witness. Are you aware of any legislators who have lied about anything?
That is, you know, there might be one coming up in a minute if you keep talking. We'll see.
The seventh commandment is thou shalt not commit adultery.
Yes.
Do you think that members of the legislature should focus more on trying to follow the Ten Commandments rather than telling others to follow them?
Maybe they didn't have them posted.
I am, you know, it is incumbent on all of us to follow God's law.
What is the...
Yeah? Well, I don't believe in your fucking God, cunt. So what, are you gonna force me to believe in your God and his laws? Fuck every theocratic Christian fascist in this goddamn nation. Fuck them sideways. Fuck them till they're shitting diagonally.
I just wanted to briefly address a point brought up by the representative from Texas, Ms. Crockett, who accused me and my colleagues over here of ignoring the Constitution. And if that were true, that'd be a very serious matter. So I did want to just inquire as to what exactly the accusation is.
You have a problem with people being Christians? No, I have a problem with them forcing every teacher in the entire state of Texas to put the Ten Commandments up in every classroom. I don't support forcing Christianity upon children in public schools. Tanner, I have a question for you. If we put the Ten Commandments up in every school in America, should we also put the other religions' equivalents? You know, like, I don't know the names of them, but like there's Hammurabi's Code, there's all these different versions of the Ten Commandments from every single religion. Why do we only want to put up the Ten Commandments? The Buddha Eightfold Path.
I'll happily yield to the gentlewoman from Texas if she'd like to respond. Do you believe...
I agree with you. It just seems like you might have a problem with Christians. Yes, because in the United States of America, Christians are the dominant culture. Christians are the dominant religion. You don't see any legislature saying we should force the Torah to be on every wall in every school. You don't see any legislators say we should force the Quran to be mandatory reading, or the fucking any other religious text. It is primarily Christianity that tries to force its religion upon Americans. I don't see any other religion doing this.
That someone who has snuck into our country, entered the United States illegally, that the due process requirements for that individual are the same as they are for a U.S. citizen?
They are.
I thought the question was for me, but it seems like the lawyers on this side or just my entire team knows the answer.
Mr. Chairman?
Per the Constitution, yes, if you are on our soil, you are guaranteed due process. And the fact that there's even a question is why we are struggling right now. In addition to, an additional issue that I have is the executive order that was signed by the president that seemed to get rid of birthright citizenship, which also is laid out in the Constitution, which is why even the most conservative judges have ruled against. There is no one that has ruled that that was okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
We're so fucked. Our elected officials do not know what the fucking laws are. Our elected officials don't even know what the fucking Constitution says. We're fucked. What? People are coming after the outdoor boys? Who the fuck is coming after the outdoor boys? Who the fuck is coming after the outdoor boys?
All of these insane attacks against him and his family prove his point as to why he was like, this is too much. This is no way to live your life, okay? It's not.
There's a classic piece of advice, and I would give it to everybody. What someone else is thinking is none of your business. Such a relief. Because if you resort to mind reading, you will always choose the wrong path because it's always the worst intention. It's like, Jesse doesn't like me. It's like, it's the person, you know, the most... Well, that's true. Yeah, the most miserable...
Like, Outdoor Boys, I think, is a Mormon family, and he is, he's basically cultivated this, like, incredible community, right? And he has consistently made great content. He just, like, goes out there in Alaska, puts himself in, like, crazy positions, okay? Tell you, you know, gay people are evil or whatever.
Nice, Hassan.
And because of people stealing my content and posting it on other platforms, my family and I have been viewed about 4 billion times, in addition to the 2.8 billion views on YouTube. The sheer volume of fans trying to contact me, trying to take pictures with me, or just trying to come up and talk to me in public can be a bit overwhelming at times. And my wife and I, we both have real concern.
Check out Dementia Donnie's West Point speech. Thank you for the $5 donation. Oh my God, it's like an hour. What is
Night
this?
at West Point. That's where President Donald Trump apparently went way off script in his commencement address, even ceding the podium a few times to some of the graduates. News 12's Ben Nandy was there for the unusual speech.
It was a speech during which no one knew what was coming next. President Donald Trump praised all 1,002 graduates as a group and a few individually.
Oh, dude, this is why. Okay, listen. The other day, fucking 3 F-22 Raptors, 2 Ospreys, 3 Little Birds, 2 attack helicopters all came down the Hudson headed towards West Point. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because the thing is, this type of shit happens during Fleet Week. This is why they were getting King Doland to West Point. He was probably on one of those fucking planes.
Mr. Trump turned the presidential podium over to Chris Verdugo, who proved his toughness in some of the physical training cadets go through. Verdugo broke the record for an 18.5-mile march.
It's been a long 5 years, but I couldn't have done it with any of these guys. Love you guys.
Mr. Trump then spent some time on politics and policy. He spoke about his re-election, past Democratic presidents he says he's now outperforming, immigration, and how the U.S. is being ripped off by NATO.
And depleting arsenals to fight other countries' wars. We fought for other countries' borders, but we didn't fight for our own border, but now we do. like we have never fought before, Ronald.
This all happened amid some professor resignations, which were in response to Mr. Trump's executive orders. Those orders forced the academy to nix diversity projects and put limits on how professors teach about race, feminism, and gender.
And you are, as of right now, respected more than any army anywhere in the world, and that's happening, and I can tell you, you are respected.
I want to fucking hear... What is this?
On this Memorial Day weekend, President Trump addressed the graduating cadets at West Point and their ordering academies to eliminate, quote, divisive concepts. But his immigration agenda was also front and center in yesterday's speech, as he referenced sending the...
Trump is talking about diminishing our arsenal. He's not wrong about that, but he is the one diminishing our arsenal. I don't know if you guys know this, but we went on a 30-day bombing campaign in Yemen against the Houthis before Trump surrendered to them. And it cost us, what was it? It was like $10 billion for a 30-day bombing campaign. And fuck the money. We don't have enough bombs to just relentlessly attack the Houthis. And our own Department of Defense was like, sir, we're gonna fucking use all of our ammo if we keep on just dropping Moab after Moab after Moab on fucking Yemen for no goddamn reason.
The army to the southern border and his plans for mass deportations.
It's not easy. It's not easy. But hopefully the courts will allow us to continue. You know, we had the greatest election victory. We had a great mandate, and it gives us the right to do what we want to do to make our country great again, and that's what we're going to do.
Aside from his ramblings about everything from golf to Al Capone, Trump also griped about how the United States doesn't hold celebrations of military victories. But he'll get his parade this year. That's because on June 14th, in the president's speech,
Alphonse Capone was a monster. He was a very hardened criminal. I went through more investigations than Alphonse Capone, and now I'm talking to you as president. Can you believe this?
Me. I know we're here to celebrate you graduating West Point, but what about me? Me.
I must tell you, a lot of trophy wives, doesn't work out. They subjected the armed forces to all manner of social projects and political causes while leaving our borders undefended and depleting our arsenals to fight other countries' wars. The job of the U.S. Armed Forces is not to host drag shows. We will not have men playing in women's sports, if that's okay.
And so, Congressman, as...
Dear God, dude, he's like a fucking stupid-ass, crazy-ass grandfather.
Night at West Point.
Oh. How you doing? Listen lightly.
Hello guys, so it's nice to meet you here. I'm finally on the gala dinner with Donald Trump.
Billed as the most exclusive invitation in the world, President Trump held a private and controversial cryptocurrency dinner on Thursday night.
Your audio is lower than the video? All right, hold on, let me change that. Audio 1, audio 2, audio 1, audio 2, audio 1, audio 2. Audio 1, there we go.
Of the largest holders of his own meme coin.
This is a historical moment when 47th President Donald Trump performed a speech for us. You cannot compare it to any reward that are available in the market right now.
Part of the controversy is that those buying into the dinner stayed largely anonymous to the public, known only by short usernames and crypto wallets. Blockchain data suggests many were held by foreigners. The Journal was able to identify and speak with more than a dozen of the people or companies who said they'd received an invite.
This looks like shit. This looks like dog shit. This whole fucking party looks like something I could put together at a fucking, I don't even know, like a VA.
Through on-the-ground reporting from Virginia, interviews with people who were inside the dinner, social media, and videos and emails shared exclusively with the Journal, here's what we learned about the secretive event.
Trump literally spoke right behind me. This is how close I am to it. Great experience.
Hold on, I gotta make a video about this. What's up? Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm your actually... Fuck you! I'm not recording. Should I post that? My brother just sent me some pictures of my dad. That's Hill Dog. Quom Dog. All right. I'm going to fill up my coffee real quick, and then we're going to start recording. Happy Memorial Day, Melentoid. Happy Memorial Dussy. Memadus. Happy Memadussi Day. All right, let's start recording. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Valenti VOD. So I'm sure you've heard of this Trump coin, meme coin, crypto dinner that he hosted. It was like him and 200 of the top investors in the Trump meme coin. And then obviously they claimed that this had nothing to do with Trump being the president and that he was meeting with these people as Donald Trump, the businessman, not as President Donald Trump, which doesn't make sense because you can't do that. We made Jimmy Carter sell his fucking peanut farm. But the Wall Street Journal has done a deep dive reporting into this. They got footage from the inside. They interviewed some of the guests. And it was a nightmare. Not only is Trump selling our nation to like foreign investors into his meme coin because all he gives a shit about is establishing a monetary legacy to hand down to his children and grandchildren, but it was like a dog shit event. These fucking people were fed like Walmart steaks and like dog shit salmon. I mean, and not only that, most of them didn't even get to meet Trump, despite it being like part of the AI invitation with an AI generated picture of Trump was like, if you donate, you're going to meet Trump. But essentially, we're going to cover that. I don't want to waste any more time, so we're just going to jump in there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. This is real independent media, so if you do want to help the channel financially, please do. Become a patron, become a member, buy some merch, or use the 40% off discount code on Ground News. But let's watch this stupid shit.
Hello, guys. So excited to meet you here. I'm finally on the gala dinner.
I want you to note how many fucking people have heavy accents, foreign accents. Now, here's the thing. I don't give a shit about foreigners coming to the United States. I actually love that. But these are foreign investors that are coming to invest in the Trump meme coin. This has nothing to do with creating American jobs or boosting the American economy or making, like democratizing the workforce. All this is about is fattening the pockets of filthy rich Europeans and Middle Eastern people.
With Donald Trump.
Billed as the most exclusive invitation in the world, President Trump held a private and controversial...
Look at this. Donald J. Trump gala dinner. Trump organic field green salad, filet mignon, and pan-seared halibut. I unironically am willing to bet that the food that is served at like Trump Golf Course or Mar-a-Lago has got to be some of the worst shit you'll ever eat. Why? Because Trump eats his steaks with ketchup. Trump doesn't have good taste. You see all the gaudy, gilded in gold bullshit he has around the Oval Office. Trump has terrible taste, okay? He's like a fucking 9-year-old with more money than God.
Controversial cryptocurrency dinner on Thursday night for 220 of the largest holders of his own meme coin.
This is a historical moment when 47th President Donald Trump,
Nikita Onufriev, dinner attendee,
performed a speech for us. You cannot compare it to any reward that
I can't wait to see how MAGA fucking spins this. Because these fucking brain-dead MAGA chud fucking rat worms are always like, well, the billionaires and the rich, it's all about the working class, brother. Oh, yeah? Well, how are you going to defend this? How are you, blue-collar worker in a fucking union, going to defend this? Because I know you will. You're in a goddamn cult, and it's impossible for you to insult the dear, humble leader.
The market right now.
Part of the controversy
Look at that AI-generated picture!
That are available in the market right now.
Bro, the reason why Trump loves AI so much is because this is what he wishes he looked like. This is how he thinks he looks.
Part of the controversy is that those buying into the dinner stayed largely anonymous to the public, known only by short usernames and crypto wallets. Blockchain data suggests many were held by foreigners. The journal was able to identify and
look at this. This is what I'm saying. This looks like shit.
With more than a dozen of the people or companies.
Look at this. Look at this fucking douchebag with a glass of wine and a fucking cowboy hat.
And speak with more than a dozen.
I don't know who this guy is, but this guy looks like a fucking hawk and is a fucking loser. Imagine dressing like this, looking in the mirror and going, yeah, this'll do for meeting the president. What the fuck?
Of the people or companies who said they'd received an invite. Through on-the-ground reporting from Virginia, interviews with people who were inside the dinner, social media, and videos and emails shared exclusively with the journal, here's what we learned about the secretive event.
Trump literally spoke right behind me. This is how close I am to it.
Look at this backwards hat wearing fucking incel. This man has never felt the warmth of a woman.
Great experience.
The competition was announced back in April. In addition to the dinner, the top 25 holders would get a VIP reception. The top 4 would also get a Trump watch.
The day that Trump released this coin, I immediately bought.
My friend hit me up. He was saying like, I don't think this competition is very competitive, and maybe we can like sneak in.
The price of the coin, which had fallen after initial excitement of its debut wore off, surged after the announcement, but criticism quickly followed.
He is essentially selling access to himself.
Donald Trump's dinner is an orgy of corruption.
The White House did not respond to our request for comment, but has denied these claims repeatedly.
It's absurd for anyone to insinuate that this president is profiting off of the presidency.
Oh, really? It's insane to insinuate that when this fat orange fuck is accepting a $400 million jet from Qatar that is not going to go to the United States of America? It's going to go to him? No? Or what about him profiting $2 billion off of a Trump meme coin rug pull on Inauguration Day? What about the Trump Foundation, the Trump Organization, making $50 billion in the first week of the fucking Trump regime? What about any of that? Huh? What about all the Trump hats, the Trump merch, the Trump 2028 merch? What about all of the shit that the Trump family has been profiting off of? Oh, it's insane. The American people think it's insane. Go fuck yourself, no-lip Leavitt, you fucking demon spawn.
There are defenders of President Trump who argue that this meme coin dinner isn't that different from a big-ticket donor dinner that previous presidents might have arranged. I think the difference is the way this was done. It was organized as a raffle, and that clearly went to his own private business interests rather than to, say, a super PAC raising money for his election campaign.
Ahead of the event, some attendees announced their plans to go on social media, like former NBA star Lamar Odom.
You will be able to attend, I take it? Yep, Lamar Odom went to this. for all you basketball players, basketball fans, Lamar Odom was one of the attendees of this dinner. He was one of the top investors. I need you to realize that Trump doesn't see black and white. Trump doesn't see left and right. Trump sees green. All he sees is green. You saw him doing like a fucking tour in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. 16 of the 19 terrorists from 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia, but Trump doesn't give a shit, okay? All this has to do with is this fucking failed businessman fattening up his fucking pockets before his term ends.
Of course, to meet President Donald Trump.
Showing off the cars they plan to drive.
So I can just choose any of these?
And even a shopping trip.
Друзья, собственно, это Женя, она меня помогала собирать к Трампу.
An email sent to guests said that they could start arriving at 5:30 p.m. The dinner was held at Trump's golf course just outside of Washington, D.C.
So guys, it's super excited moment that I'm heading to the gala dinner with the 47th President of the United States, Donald.
This man, I have no evidence to this. This man is a Russian spy. I don't know who the fuck this is, but that man is a Russian spy. No proof, no claims, no evidence. That's a Russian spy.
Trump.
As guests began arriving, they were met by a crowd of protesters. Entering the venue were high-profile guests, like Justin Sun, a Chinese-born crypto billionaire.
I looked to my side, and then I thought to myself, I said, wait, that's Justin Sun.
In videos posted to social media, Sun celebrated the evening. He was the top holder of the Trump coin. He has also invested $75 million in the Trump family-backed crypto venture World Liberty Financial. Under the Biden administration, regulators sued him for fraud. In February, the Securities and Exchange Commission asked a court to pause its lawsuit. Sun has previously denied the SEC's allegations, and his representatives did not respond to.
Look at this fucking fail, Sun. Dude, I'll never get over the fact that this dumbass motherfucker's ears protrude out of the side of his face like a fucking orangutan. This has got to be the fail son of the Trump family. And listen, I hate all the Trumps. But, like, Barron is relatively innocent in all this. You compare Eric to, like, Don Jr. and Ivanka, any of them. I mean, this guy is such a fucking loser.
A request for comment.
It wasn't that long ago that he was being sued by the Securities Exchange Commission and facing a DOJ investigation, and did not seem to show up in the United States very much. Now he's in the U.S., and meeting with the President of the United States.
Other big names in crypto included Yevgeny...
Look at this guy! Look at this guy! Brother, if you ever needed proof that we are creating tech feudalism, that we are creating a technocracy, this is it. These fucking people are meeting with the President of the United States because they are rich. That's it. This has nothing to do with anything other than wealth.
Guy Avoy, CEO of crypto market maker Wintermute, a trading firm which established an office in New York this month. And Matthew Liu of Origin Protocol, which, according to this video posted to X, recently hosted a crypto summit at Mar-a-Lago.
In general, I think that it was a mix of people who were there kind of for fun and for the whole craziness of it, and people who had an agenda and wanted to get in front of the president.
There was 2 rooms, one for a VIP, 25 people, and the big hall for like rest 200 people.
Around 7 p.m., President Trump arrived by helicopter. Then, videos posted to social media show he went to the VIP reception area.
What a nice place. Did you get to see the helicopters?
Yeah, super cool.
Over in the grand ballroom,
super cool, Mr. President! Super cool!
The rest of the guests mingled and went through their gift bags. Bill Zanker, whose LLC launched the coin with an affiliate of the Trump family business, gave a speech.
I just love the Trump coin. The Trump coin was the most successful launch in history, period.
Real quick, though, if any MAGA chuds are watching this, and you bought the Trump coin, where's your profit? Are you rich now? You bought the Trump coin. These guys got rich off of you because you're actually fucking mentally disabled. But Did you make all that money off the Trump coin? I'm a crypto bro, and I'm gonna make so much money on buying Trump coin. No, you're not. You're gonna help foreign billionaires make a quick extra 2 or 3 million. You fucking idiot. You're a tool. You're like a hammer. You're just a tool. Must be tired of winning, right?
Then,
I hope the 48th president of the United States, J. Trump.
That was the moment everyone was waiting for, right?
At this moment, it was no matter where your seat was. Everyone just moved forward.
Trump made a speech thanking the attendees. He talked about his support for crypto and the previous administration's lack thereof.
A lot of sense in crypto, a lot of common sense in crypto.
Oh, there's common sense in crypto? Why don't you try to explain that to a blue-collar worker with a GED in fucking Tennessee working in a union? Why don't you explain to him that cryptocurrency is just common sense? Explain it, Donald. Please. Please do.
And we're honored to be working on helping everybody here.
Trump didn't mingle with the crowd. He left shortly after his speech.
I'm currently at the Trump dinner. Trump came, gave a speech for like probably 23 minutes. I think that's the exact time. And then he left on a helicopter right back there.
I am very disappointed with the dinner. I did not like the menu. I was expecting either Big Macs or pizza. I'm very disappointed.
Let's play that again.
Dinner. I did not like the menu. I was expecting either Big Macs or pizza.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did your fucking mommy not make you chicken nuggies before you left? So you had a rumbly tummy? Where's your fucking facial hair? Like, is this a fucking 19-year-old kid? What the fuck is going on? Is this Ted fucking Mosby? Shout out Ove in the chat. Brothers, sisters, and my brothers on the right. My brothers and sisters on the right. You don't have to lick their boots anymore. You can lift it off of your neck and stand up. Because, listen, when this is all said and done, you know, when the Trump regime is over and America starts to rebuild, we will have to accept our brothers and sisters on the right who have been duped. Because you got to remember, of the 22% of the nation that voted for Donald Trump, only about 20% of those people are actually fascists. 80% of the people who voted for Donald Trump were fooled into voting for Donald Trump. They thought that Trump on the campaign trail would be Trump the president. I'm going to end that war in 24 hours on the first day. We're going to lower the price of groceries. Meanwhile, President Trump is like, it's not easy. It's pretty hard to end the war. And Walmart, you're going to eat the price of the tariffs, right? We're going to go through temporary pain. Like, they're going to have to join the cause if you ever want to rebuild this fucking nation. And the way that they join the cause is by showing them that these petulant man babies are not only their adversaries, these are the enemies of the American people. This is an enemy of American freedom. This is a threat to democracy. This is a threat to your safety. These wealthy fucking pubeless losers are buying their way into the United States government. That's where we've reached as a nation. That's what we've reached.
I'm very disappointed that President Trump didn't spend more time at the event. He was not interacting with us. He gave a short speech. I wasn't very impressed by the speech, to be honest. I would have liked for him to dine with us, maybe spend more time.
For those in attendance, it was largely a networking event.
I try personally, I can speak for myself, try to get as many contacts as I can. So I think I speak with more than 50 people this night.
It was a whole wild experience. This kind of shows that he's willing to do something with the coin. For the future, it will give more confidence for investors and collectors.
He declared yesterday that he loved crypto and he wanted to embrace the people who took a risk to build and invest in crypto.
Hey, MAGA, all of you like fucking Chinese hating, you're so scared of the Chinese. What about that guy? Is that guy cool? And what the fuck is this? Oh, it's a stop crypto, okay.
Others were less enthused. Government watchdog groups say the dinner may have violated several rules around officials accepting gifts. Senators have requested a federal ethics investigation, but it's currently unclear whether the president will face any inquiries.
Critics of President Trump say that this dinner is simply a way to sell access, and it's coming at a time when the president is essentially set to rewrite U.S. crypto regulation. And many of the people paying to attend this dinner with him want to shape the future of that regulation. To critics, that smells of bribery.
I understand that there has been considerable criticism surrounding the events, but I view this event as a social experiment related to crypto, and the outcomes of the experiment is something we need to observe over time.
Keep reading your notes, brother. So listen, Donald Trump is the most corrupt man to ever step foot in the Oval Office. He is indisputably the worst president in American history. That goes without being said. Facts don't care about your feelings. And I don't see how MAGA is going to be able to defend him hosting a crypto dinner about his crypto coin that he did a rug pull on Inauguration Day with Chinese officials and Russian assets. But they will defend it regardless. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It costs you nothing and it helps me immensely. If you do want to support the channel financially, please become a patron on Patreon for $5. Become a member on YouTube for $5. Both of those will give you access to the Valenti Bros show. Other than that, buy some Valenti Videos merch right down below and use that 40% off discount code for the Vantage subscription on Ground News, also located in the description below. Last but not least, click that video right over there. I promise you, it's a banger. I'll catch you. Oh, jeez. Two F-22s. Two F-22s. Two F-22s. Three F-22s. Three F-22s. Two in formation, one above them doing fucking maneuvers. That's cool. That's cool.
He's under federal investigation. Do you have a comment on that and how that should impact the mayoral election coming up? No. He's under federal investigation. Do you have a comment on that and how that should impact the mayoral election coming up?
No, I was surprised. I didn't know exactly. I just...
Are you okay, Chris? Yeah? Yeah, why?
read about it just like you did, having to do with Andrew. I've known Andrew, and we've had an on-off relationship. He was saying the greatest things about me. I'm the greatest president, etc. And then the next day it hit us. But I did a lot for them. I brought in the ship during the COVID crisis. I brought in the Mercy ship, and I built about 3,000 units in the Javits Convention Center, and he didn't use them. I don't understand it. He wanted them, but he didn't use them. But I hope it's going to be okay. I hope it's not going to be serious for him. Let's see what happens.
You spoke to European Commission President von der Leyen. Did you discuss the 50% tariffs, and did you agree to reduce?
She just called me, as you know, and she asked for an extension on the June 1st date.
You just look more out of it than usual. How do I look out of it? I mean, I didn't shave. This is just what I look like, brother. I don't mean to look out of it.
And she said she wants to get down to serious negotiation because I've told you specifically, haven't I told anybody that would listen? They have to do that. And we had a very nice call, and I agreed to move it. I believe June 9th would be, July 9th would be the date. That was the date she requested. Could we move it from June 1st to July 9th? And I agreed to do that. And that she said we will rapidly get together and see if we can work something out.
You weren't being rude.
You announced on Friday about U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel.
Yeah.
What will the ownership structure look like? What made you sacrifice on
It'll be controlled by the United States. Otherwise, I wouldn't make the deal. I went to the unions, to all of the local unions. They all wanted it. And I'm doing it because all of the congressmen came in, about 5 of them, and the others, I understand, are in concurrence. And they asked that I do it. Everybody seems to want it. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see what the final is. But they're going to invest millions of dollars in steel. And it's a good company. Nissan's a very good company. We'll see. But it's an investment, and it's a partial ownership, but it'll be controlled by the USA.
President Trump, on Saudi Arabia, you came back with a lot of investments. There was an American who's stuck there and facing a trial for tweets. His family want you to intervene and ask the Crown Prince to let him go. What do you think about that?
I haven't heard about it at all. If you give me the information on the plane, are you on the plane? Give me the information. I'll see what I can do. Do you think he's okay?
I'm a reporter. I can't say.
I know, but are you giving a recommendation?
No, I'm not. Okay.
Well, then maybe I won't do it. I don't know. You tell me the way you posed the question. I thought you assumed he was okay. What did he do supposedly?
He sent some political tweets about Saudi Arabian politics.
Were they bad?
He said he approved of renaming a street in D.C. It was fairly innocent stuff by American standards.
Let me take a look.
On Russia and Ukraine as well?
Yeah, I'll give you an update. I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him, but he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay? We're in the
What
middle.
a weak little bitch. I don't know what happened to Putin. I've known him for a long time, and now suddenly he's just launching rockets. I don't like it. Okay? You're the fucking president of the United States. Do something about it. We're going to put sanctions on them. Brother, they're in the BRICS nations. They have 48% of the world population in that alliance. They don't need Americans. They don't need they don't give a fuck about a sanction. What the fuck?
Talking, and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
President, what do you want to do about that?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
We'll see what we're going to do. What am I going to tell you? You're the fake news, aren't you? You're totally fake. All right, any other questions? I don't like what Putin is doing, not even a little bit. He's killing people. And something happened to this guy, and I don't like it.
I just want to take you back. I want you to imagine FDR is being questioned about Hitler, and he goes, I don't know what's going on with Adolf, or I don't know what's going on with Hitler. I mean, I've known Hitler for a long time. I've known Adolf, and, we're good friends. And now suddenly Adolf, he's just bombing Poland, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Mr. President FDR, what are you going to do about it? We'll see. I ain't going to tell you. What are you, fake news? Just imagine for a second that this is how we responded during World War II. This guy's such a fucking joke. This is what I mean about, I don't understand how Republicans can support this man. It doesn't make any sense.
Showed a video that he said showed more than 1,000 burial sites of white South Africans that he said were murdered. We know that that was not true and that the video wasn't showing that. So I wonder, why did the president choose to show that?
True, Yamiche?
It's not true. The video was showing a burial site. It is unsubstantiated that that's the case.
No, it is true that video showed the crosses that represent
what the president claimed.
The video showed images of crosses in South Africa about white farmers who have been killed and politically persecuted because of the color of their skin.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That wasn't a mass grave. That wasn't a memorial. That was not a mass grave site.
And those crosses are representing their lives. Those crosses are representing their lives in the fact that they are now dead and their government did nothing about it. Are you disputing that there's no...
The fact that the video showed what the president claimed it showed, because it did not show that. But even more, what I'm asking you is who at the White House...
No, it did show that. It showed white crosses representing people who have perished because of racial persecution.
Verifies the videos that the president shows, and what protocols are in place when there's unsubstantiated information being put out for the world and world leaders to show?
Yamiche, what's unsubstantiated about the video? The video shows crosses that represent the dead bodies of people who were racially persecuted by their government. In fact,
Wrong.
Associated Press, of all places, has a picture of that very monument, and the caption from the Associated Press is, "Each cross marks a white farmer who has been killed in a farm murder." So it is substantiated, not just by that video and the physical evidence that everybody saw on display in the Oval Office, but also by another outlet in this room, the Associated Press. So you should take it up with them if you believe the claim is unsubstantiated, and that's a
Unbelievable. No lip Leavitt strikes again. Chris cares about other people, but not white South Africans. Nice one. Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck about the Afrikaner. I don't give a fuck about them. They're totally fine. They don't need any help. They're filthy fucking rich, and they have grown up under a system of apartheid. They're about 7% of the population, and they own 80% of the land. I don't give a fuck about the Afrikaner. They need no help.
The president also saying he's not happy with Putin after Russia launched its most intense aerial attacks on Ukraine in more than a year, including hundreds of missiles. Our Chief 4 correspondent, Ian Pannell, is tracking the latest for us, including Trump's new comments about Ukraine's President Zelensky. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Michael. That's right. President not happy with President Zelensky, not happy with President Putin either. It's been 3 long days and nights of Russian attacks on Ukraine. Last night was a record number of strikes, over 350 drones, as well as cruise missiles fired by Russia into Ukraine, and at least 29 civilians killed and more than 140 injured. We've seen 3 days and nights of continuous strikes, many of them focused on the capital, Kyiv. President Zelensky again appealing to the US and Europe to intervene. But as you say, President Trump speaking out in some of his most critical comments yet of Russian leader Putin, saying he's gone absolutely crazy. But as you suggest, also criticizing President Zelensky, saying everything out of his mouth causes a problem. Michael?
And Ian, over in Tel Aviv, we're going to switch it up. A dual German-American citizen is facing charges after allegedly trying to firebomb a U.S. embassy office.
Yeah, what officials are saying is this was a 28-year-old, as you say, American-German, Joseph Neumeier, seen here in his Facebook profile. He approached the building in Tel Aviv with several Molotov cocktails. He's also accused, he was charged in the US, of posting threats against the embassy and President Trump on social media, including writing, "Death to America, death to the West." Michael?
And Ian, there's one last thing.
How the fuck does a white American German kid end up saying "death to America, death to the West"? Now here's the thing: I don't like American imperialism. I don't like the way that we've treated the Eastern world. But how the fuck does that happen? How does that even happen? How does somebody get there? Chris the commie. I'm not a communist. I also don't think you know what communism is.
There are growing concerns now about the humanitarian situation in Gaza as Israel ramps up airstrikes in its war against Hamas. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, the situation just seems to go from bad to worse. Overnight, Israel attacking a school in Gaza that's used to house displaced families. What Israel is saying is that this was a command post used by militants like Hamas, which is prescribed as a terrorist organization. But more than 50 killed today, according to the Hamas-run health authorities. And over the weekend, a barrage of Israeli airstrikes killing scores of Palestinians, again, according to the Hamas health ministry, and drawing international condemnation. And what we're seeing, Michael, is increasingly Israel's allies being critical. 9 children, one devastating attack, killed in their home as one strike, and their mother, who's a pediatrician, was caring for people at a nearby hospital. The children ranging from just 7 months.
Dude, this mother lost all 9 of her children in one airstrike, and she wasn't there to die with them. That is so fucked. How do you live after that? How do you live? How do you expect somebody to live? All 9 of her children.
To 12 years old. Really difficult situation. Michael?
Yeah, difficult and sad. Ian, thank you for all your coverage.
Oh my God, dude. And this is the problem with what I've been trying to tell you guys is, like, there may be a X amount of number of dead, right, in a conflict. Take that number and multiply it by 6, and you will understand the amount of lives that have been ruined, right? Because for each dead person, there's between 2 and 6 people who love them. Their kids, their siblings, their parents. And when you remove that person, when you kill that person, you're not just ending that life, you're ending the lives of the people around them. Okay? So when we hear the number of 200,000 dead in Palestine, that means 800,000 lives have been ruined. Ruined. That's what that is. It's a war, Chris. No, a war and a genocide are two different things. When the death toll in Israel is between 1,200 and 1,800, and the death toll in Palestine is between 180,000 and 300,000, that's not a war. Indiscriminate bombing campaigns on a civilian population that is primarily women and children, where 75% of the people there are under the age of 25 and 50% of the people there are under the age of 15, that is not war. That is genocide. It's unbelievable. Oh.
And what about the international dimension? Now, let's think about Starlink. Starlink is obviously a very, very good internet service. It's sought after all over the world. It's critical to the front line in Ukraine. It has also had more...
Chatter says maybe don't do terror attacks. All right, so let me just test your brain real quick, Patrick. What Hamas did on October 7th was awful, okay? They killed, I think, 12 or 1,300 people. Do you admit that what Hamas did was awful? Because I'm just doing a test here. Do you admit that what Hamas did was awful? Yeah, brother. Okay. Israel responded by killing 200,000 Palestinian civilians on the low end. Is that messed up? Is that fucked up? Is that fucked up? Crickets. Pure crickets. Not when you were hiding behind terrorists. Not when you were hiding behind terrorists? Okay, so Patrick, if a terrorist took your mom as a hostage, could I shoot through your mom's fucking brain just to get the terrorist? Is that okay? Is that okay? Because the terrorist is hiding behind your mother. I gotta get the terrorist, right, Patrick? Right, Patrick? Right, Patrick? Right? This isn't a complex topic. This is something that a child can understand. Patrick, so you're saying that if your mom is taken hostage, I can shoot through your mother just to get the terrorist, right? That's what you're saying, right? Not answering hypotheticals. I wonder why. I'll give you another one. So let's just say there was a group of 10 terrorists and they were hiding in your school, your high school. Would it be okay for me to bomb the school and kill all the kids inside of it just to get the big bad terrorists? Would that be okay? Or are you not going to answer this one either because you're an ideological coward and you're afraid to say what you truly believe? Which one is it? Big brave boy? Big handsome brave boy? Well, of course not. Oh, so you don't support when Israel blows up schools and hospitals to get the Hamas hiding beneath it? So you're saying that it's not okay for Israel to blow up a school full of children just to get the Hamas underneath it? Or is that okay? Which one, Patrick, you big, brave, handsome boy? Are you capable of answering? Or are you going to dodge the question because it's going to make you look so stupid? Patrick! Oh no! Israel doesn't know that there are civilians are there. Oh, Israel that has AI targeting systems and the most complex satellites that we've ever seen. Israel that is like one of the top nations in terms of intelligence sharing and using AI to target people. Oh, they just don't know that there's civilians there? See, really, that's actually the hill that you want to die on? Are you serious? How about this?
אני אומר לך יותר מזה, כל ילד, כל תינוק הוא אויב.
How about this, brother?
אני אומר לך יותר מזה.
I'll translate what he's saying for you.
אני אומר לך יותר מזה.
He says, I'll tell you more than that.
כל ילד.
Every child, every baby in Gaza is an enemy.
כל תינוק בעזה הוא אויב. האויב הוא לא החמאס.
The enemy is not Hamas. And it's not Hamas's military wing, like our chief military prosecutor tells
זו
us.
הצבאית של החמאס, כמו שהפצ"רית שלנו מספרת לנו שאסור לנו
That we're not allowed to harm a Hamas member unless they're part of the military
לפגוע
wing.
בחמאסניק, אלא אם כן הוא חלק מהזרוע הצבאית. כל ילד
Every child in Gaza is the enemy. We need to conquer
בעזה הוא
Gaza
האויב. אנחנו צריכים לכבוש את עזה וליישבה
and
ושלא
colonize
יישאר
it.
שם ילד
And
עזה.
not leave a single Gazan child there. There is no other victory.
אין ניצחון אחרי.
So, do you support that genocidal tendency as well? Because that's Holocaust behavior. Do you support that? Let me ask you one more time. What's your name again? So, Patrick Anderson, do you also agree that every child and baby in Gaza is the enemy? Who is this guy talking? That's the head of Israel's fucking military, you stupid fuck. Jesus Christ. It's Yari Golan. This guy was the deputy chief of staff, bro. Hand-picked, top of the fucking chain for the IDF. You stupid fuck. You fucking idiot. You know nothing about this entire fucking conflict. IDF deputy chief of staff and the head of their newly formed political party. Sorry, I ain't know Israel's entire government. So let me ask you again. Do you agree that every last baby in Gaza is an enemy and should be fucking killed? Do you agree with the Israeli government? You fucking Nazi? Do you agree? Nazi? No, bro? Oh, but you're still gonna willingly defend every single action Israel fucking takes, you Nazi fuck. Do you think 14,000 infants starving to death over the past 2 days is a good thing or a bad thing, you fucking Nazi? Is it a good thing or a bad thing that 14,000 infants have starved to death? I think you're just anti-Semitic, Chris. Okay, so you think that all Jews represent Israel? Or sorry, you think that Israel's government represents all Jews planet-wide? Really? You think that the actions Israel takes represents all Jews? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Answer, Nazi. Is that what you're saying? Well, no, but they are Israel like in the fucking Bible. Okay, well, according to my storybook, that land is Palestine. Here, I've got a book written by God right here. It's written by God. There's verified sources in here. All of them witnessed the Son of God rise. And it says actually that Israel doesn't belong to the Jews. So now what? Now what? My book says different. My book says different. I love the fact that you're accusing me of being anti-Semitic while actually being anti-Semitic. You're saying that every action Israel takes is in the name of Judaism, right? That Israel represents all Jews, and so that if I criticize Israel, I'm actually criticizing Jews, right? That's the extent of your logic, right? That's the extent of your logic? Luigi's about to go crazy. I can tell. She's going to bark. Tanner says, Patrick, I'm conservative, but you can't just have a blind eye when something comes up that is inconvenient to what you initially believed. No, he will. He will turn a blind eye. He absolutely will. He doesn't give a fuck about this topic at all. Be so fucking for real. These people don't give a shit about this, about Israel or Palestine. They don't give a fuck. Hey, man, I don't know all about the war. Then why did you say it's not a genocide, it's a war? Why, dude, if you don't know fuck all about the topic, why are you speaking on it? Do you know that the overwhelming majority of all the dead in Palestine are women and children? Do you know this? Do you know that there's only 30,000 members of Hamas, yet somehow Israel has killed 200,000 people? Do you know any of this? Do you know any of this? Do you know that the Israeli government has labeled them living animals and they will be treated as such? Do you know any of this? Give him the fascist test? No, I'm pretty sure he'll fucking fail. I'm frankly certain. The terrorists, yes, not the civilians, but Gaza is very small and they're having a war. It's hard not to hurt civilians. Oh, so it's okay that Israel is using an AI targeting system named Where's Daddy to indiscriminately bomb schools and hospitals. And the IDF snipers are double tapping the kids. They're shooting them once in the head and then again in the heart. That's all just an accident, right? That's all just an accident? Oh, they just must be it just must be an accident, right? U.S. surgeon claims Israel targets Gaza. No child gets shot twice by mistake. Oh, it just must be an accident that they're sniping babies through the fucking head and then heart. Must be an accident, right? I'm ethnically Jewish, Chris. Do you hate me, bro? Because it seems like you do. What? Walk me through your thinking here. Walk me through your thinking. How you just told me that you're ethnically Jewish, and yet somehow you believe I was hating you because you're Jewish. But you just told me. Please tell me how that works in your fucking brain, or lack thereof. Please tell me how that works. I'd love to know. Walk me through the logic. Yeah, stop making fun of Israel. I'm Jewish. What logic? Exactly. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Absolutely.
Senator Blumenthal.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here,
Mm-hmm.
Madam Secretary. I'm sure you've seen the recent reports that your agency is.
The anti-Semitism is crazy in this chat, bro. What's funny about that is my mods will ban anybody who says something anti-Semitic. Literally, the entire chat log is available. Nobody has said anything anti-Semitic in this chat. The problem is that you believe that any sort of anti-Israeli sentiment is actually anti-Semitic, which, ironically enough, is anti-Semitic. You're saying that any and all actions taken by Israel represent the Jewish people. What about the Jewish people here in Brooklyn who don't support Netanyahu? Are those anti-Semitic people as well? Are those anti-Semitic people as well? Patrick says, I feel like I'm in 1930s Germany. You should. You're a Nazi. You should feel like you're in 1930s Germany. Because you are. Not on the side of the Jews, bro. Not on the side of the Jews. So I'll give you one last chance before I just fucking perma-ban you. If a Jewish person in New York does not support Benjamin Netanyahu, does that make them anti-Semitic? Show me the ones that don't support Israel. Okay. Sure. Dumbass. Brothers, never heard of Jewish Voices for Peace.
Right now, a group of protesters is inside the Cannon House office building.
They are calling for a ceasefire in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas.
Up there in the balcony, that is the Cannon House office building. This is New Jersey Avenue. So a lot of the shots that you see on TV of everyone reporting from the Capitol with the rotunda inside, that's actually inside of where you see that window right now. So protesters were on that balcony. They were inside also. They had unfurled a huge banner from the second floor of the building in there, and they were outside on that balcony. So Capitol Police got a handle on that. We're able to remove those protesters, and then...
These are all Jews. These are all Jews, bro, protesting Israel. So are all of those people anti-Semitic, self-hating Jews, according to you? These are all Jews protesting Israel. Are those just self-hating Jews?
We saw Georgia Freedom Caucus member Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene up there as well, coming out taking video. Well, the crowd didn't like that. They didn't like to see her. They gave her some boos.
Trump 2028. He resorted to Trump 2028. All right, Jack, you can ban this Nazi. Fuck you. I hope your mother gets cancer. Ban him.
And then they moved on. So what we've been able to show you here for the past few minutes is the other shots that we showed you. Right down there, you see this line of trees. So that is the exit of the Cannon House office building, and that's where the folks who are under arrest are being brought out. And there is still a line of folks zip-tied behind their backs with the nylon zip tie.
To the Shadow Realm. To the Shadow Realm. All right, Trump's giving his speech any second now. Okay. We're losing frames on this because it's live. Losing a lot of frames on this. Maybe I could close this out. I gotta close out this live chat. Is there a way to close this? Let me edit the title of the stream too, real quick. How do you spell cemetery? Guys, how do you spell cemetery?
Honor, guard,
Quick.
attention,
Thank you.
ceremonial, at ease.
What's up? Welcome to the Valenti VOD. Trump is about to give a speech at Arlington National Cemetery for Memorial Day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let's watch the Orange Führer's speech. Mind you, this all comes after he tweeted out something like, Happy Memorial Day to all of the left-wing scum. Yeah, let's do a parade for the draft-dodging coward who wants to send us to do a boots-on-the-ground invasion of Iran! Yeah! Fuck yeah! There's so much fucking pomp and circumstance in this goddamn country. It never fucking ends, bro. Alright, what are we guessing for the Frankly counter? Dude, there's 3 more F-22s flying by. How fucking long are we gonna do this? Imagine Trump comes out, yeah, no, and he's like, these radical left lunatics like Chris Valenti are turning people against America. We've got to get Chris Valenti. Finally. Is this it? Get that one ready to go. Is that it? Please tell me that's it. For the love of Christ.
Honor, guard. Attention!
Increase the front. March. Front row center file. Ready. Yes. Ready. Front.
How much do you think this farce cost? At least $1 billion.
Ready. Front. Cover.
Is that Captain Cutter? Is that Captain Keys? Is that Captain fucking Keys? Didn't they do this under Biden, Obama, and Bush? Yeah. It's all pomp and circumstance in the fucking United States. Believe it or not, every shot you're hearing, we're taking out a radical Marxist-Leninist. There goes another one. We're taking them down, folks. I'm going to do this one myself. There he goes. Oh, you should have seen the way his commie brain. One more for the road. There he goes. You have no idea. I'm having so much fun back here. They mic'd me up. I'm going to do one more before I come out. There he goes. Oh.
Ceremonial!
Ceremonial!
At E!
Bless you.
The President of the United States, the Honorable Donald J. Trump, is honored as being by today's host, the Honorable Leavitt, Secretary of Defense, accompanied by the Vice President, J.D. Vance, General Dan King, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Ms. Karen Durham Aguilera, Executive Director of Army National Cemeteries Programs, and Major General Trevor J. Bradenkamp, Commanding General, Joint Task Force, National Capital Region, and United States Army, Military District of Washington.
Why does it take so long? I don't fucking know, bro. Ritualistic, pomp and circumstance bullshit.
Honor, guard, urging souls. Attention! Right shoulder on. One. There, three. One.
What the fuck? Bro, what if Trump just isn't even in Arlington? This isn't normal, by the way. This is not normal. This long of a wait is not normal. What the fuck is going on? Who the fuck was that?
The Armed Forces Honor Guard and the United States Army Band are formed and waiting as the President moves to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier to place the wreath. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the National Anthem, the wreath laying, taps, and while the President observes a moment of silence.
I know I got lag with the webcam. There's not much I could really do about it. It's because we're a live stream watching a live stream.
Present!
The wreath is now being placed by the President.
Where? Where? Chris probably hates the national anthem. No, I love the national anthem. Is he finally coming out? Is he finally coming out?
The President has paused for a moment of silence. Please be seated.
This motherfucker's 32 minutes late. 32 minutes fucking late. Torquing to that. Why'd you stop the music? I'll bring it back.
Advance the colors.
Color! Forward! March! March. 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 Mark time! Left wheel! March! Colors! Halt! Present! Arms! Order! Arms!
Retire the colors.
Colors! Left wheel! March! Ready? Step! March. 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 March time! March. 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 March.
Commanders, take charge of your units.
Marching zone! March! Time! March! March!
Mount!
March! March! March!
Forward! Forward! Mount! Hey!
Get to the fucking speech already!
Oh! Out! Hey! Forward! Oh!
40 fucking minutes. Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. Crazy idea. Every Memorial Day, why doesn't Elon Musk give $1 million to every veteran in this nation? He can afford it. He's almost a trillionaire. But no, instead we'll just play music and put a wreath on a fucking grave. That'll honor the dead. That'll do it. Cause inflation, Chris? Alright, how about every Memorial Day, Elon Musk donates $10 billion to the VA. Why not that? Why not that? How much do we want to bet there's another song? I'm willing to bet there's another song.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the invocation and the national anthem.
Again?
The 45th and the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, accompanied by the Vice President, the Secretary of Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Why are they playing this? What the fuck? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Command Chaplain, Joint Task Force National Capital Region, and the U.S. Army Military District of Washington.
Let us pray. Dear God, as we gather here on Memorial Day at Arlington National Cemetery, we pause to remember and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our great nation. Today, our hearts overflow with deep appreciation for the men and women who selflessly placed themselves in harm's way to safeguard the freedoms we hold so dear. Their courage, both seen and unseen, have shaped the fabric of our nation's history. With each step they took, they paved the way for a future defined by liberty and opportunity. And so, dear God, if you will allow us on this day, allow our heart to be full of gratitude, a gratitude that will echo through the heavens, a chorus of adoration that spans generations. Grant us the wisdom to not only recognize their commitment to service, but give us the capacity to live lives worthy of their efforts. And finally, dear God, may we find a certain level of solace and peace in the knowledge that their precious memory lives on in the hearts and minds of all Americans. For it is in your mighty and holy name we pray, and we all say together, amen and amen.
Please remain standing and join the United States Marine Band and Staff Sergeant Hannah Davis in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's rigor, the bombs bursting in
Nice.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, General Dan Kane.
Well, good morning, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Secretary Hegseth, Department of Defense leaders, my fellow Joint Chiefs of Staff, distinguished guests, veterans, fellow Americans, and most importantly, Gold Star families, welcome. Welcome to this most hallowed ground on this most special day. We gather here today under thankfully non-rainy skies that stretch over a free nation, and among these beautiful white marble headstones in this special place that represents brave men and women who gave us the gift of a perfect example, the gift of selfless sacrifice for something greater than themselves. Since the founding of our great nation, over 1 million of our sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, husbands, wives, brothers, and sisters have donned the cloth of our nation and never come home. Every one of them believed that defending our great nation when duty calls is a righteous and worthy cause, and they were right. It is. Their perfect example brings us back to places etched in our warfighter memories, places with names like Valley Forge, Gettysburg, Normandy, Incheon, Coast, and Fallujah. We're also reminded of the many places we've never heard of, on and under the sea, on land and in the air, where incredible acts of valor and sacrifice were followed by a knock on a door.
How has the fear still
It is in
not
those
taken
families
the
left to carry on whose loss forever lives on in their hearts and in their memories, but also in the sustaining pride of being an American Gold Star family that we find incredible courage and strength. Families with last names like Sather, Duthman, Gilbert, Brown, Barber, Henderson, Zembiek, Jones, Wheeler, Kent, and so many others, like Horton. It's in the lives of the fallen and their families that we're left by a standard to live by, a charge for us all to keep, a charge to carry the torch forward with duty, courage, and love of country. Their legacy is entrusted to us, the living.
Pete's got
it
a
is
flask.
our responsibility
He's got a flask
to carry that weight and to live in a way worthy of their sacrifice and to never forget what they did for us. General George Patton once said it best on a day like today when he said, "We should thank God that such men lived." I know I sure do. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Secretary, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here on this Memorial Day to honor those we lost in the service of our nation and their families who carry on so bravely. May we never forget our fallen and their families.
Anybody else feel like that
May
mic
we never
placement is
forget
really
our deployed
bad?
forces and their families.
Lower
and
it.
it is now my sincere honor and privilege to introduce the 29th Secretary of Defense, a combat veteran himself who's knelt before battlefield crosses, who's seen up close the courage and sacrifice we're here to honor today, and who never ever forgets that the gifts given here are in defense of our great nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Pete Hegseth.
The alcoholic in chief. Thank you. I'm drunk. Thank you very much. I'm drunk. Did you...
Roxanne, President Trump, Vice President Vance, Chairman Kane, Gold Star families. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today to remember our fallen warriors. We gather here to honor our very best, gone in their youth. To properly do so, we understand who they are and what they fought for. It is our simple duty to them. You know, throughout time, civilizations have honored the powerful, the well-connected, and the well-born. Emperors and kings have built magnificent shrines to their own royal greatness. Yet in America, with our great experiment in self-government, it is fitting that the most honored and closely guarded tomb in the land is that of an anonymous soldier of an unknown rank. When the first unknown soldier was selected for burial in 1921, he laid in state at the Capitol Rotunda. Throngs of Americans paid their respects. When the tomb was dedicated on November 11th, Veterans Day, the unknown received the Medal of Honor. It's a uniquely American tradition that we honor anonymous sacrifice above worldly greatness. While we don't know the unknown's identity, race, or creed, we know his story. It's the story of every soldier, every warrior. It's a simple story, as old as war. A young man with hopes and dreams and loves who's called by his country leaves behind his hometown,
what about
his
the
parents,
women?
his siblings.
We have women in
his
the
sweetheart.
military, bro.
All that he knows to go fight a war that he may or may not understand. He's called to go through hell and back, to sleep in a trench, to eat out of a tin cup or on the hood of a Humvee, to pray as bullets and bombs thunder around him, to fear for the bullet or the mortar or the IED or the RPG with his name on it. He does it willingly and stoically because he loves his country, his brothers in arms, and his family. This is the story of the unknown, the story of the fallen soldier who we have gathered today to honor. It is the story of the American warrior. He answered the call, fought, and died for this republic, the ultimate sacrifice of a free people. You see, the American soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what's behind him. We honor his selfless sacrifice, his courage, his duty, and his love. As Jesus taught his disciples, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. This love is a gift given freely, and yet this gift comes with responsibility to those living. We owe a duty to those who have fallen in war. They have paid a debt we can never repay, and for that, we owe gratitude and remembrance. We owe at least this, to remember their sacrifice and honor their memory year after year. Salute after salute, ceremony after ceremony, parade after parade, prayer after prayer, that by our remembrance, we keep lit the eternal flame of their heroic deeds in defense of our nation. And we owe eternal vigilance. Eternal vigilance, the price of freedom. These men died for something, the hope of a free, secure, and peaceful republic. That is our inheritance, and we must steward it and hand it down to our kids and our grandkids. We must live worthy of it. These men dreamt of a future in which their children would not fear of attack. No enemy could threaten their peace. No war could require them to take up arms. The duty we owe these men is peace, which only can be achieved through strength. And because we strive for peace, we must prepare for war. That's the job of the chairman and I and so many others at the Defense Department. Each and every day, we will never, on behalf of those who've given so much, we will never be complacent.
We're going to war in Iran.
We owe these men nothing less. Our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. So on this Memorial Day, in honor of the unknown soldiers and the known, let us rededicate ourselves to God and country, To our great republic 249 years on, we stand on the shoulders of great men and on the shoulders of those great men in those graves, and may we live worthy of it. Thank you. God bless our warriors, and may God bless our fallen. And amen. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Marine Band with the United States Navy Band Sea Chanters will now perform This Land Is Your Land.
Oh my God. Did you just say Trump is a veteran? No, he's not. That's not even like your opinion, bro. Donald Trump is not a veteran. That's just incorrect. Said Trump served in the Marine Corps. No, he didn't. Don't ban him. Neon, do you actually think that Trump is a veteran, or are you trolling?
And the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, as the fog was lifting, our voice was singing. This land was made for you and me.
Look, the photo of him in a uniform. He went to military high school, dude, and then didn't serve in the military. He went to military school and then did not serve in the military. He was not a Marine. He was never in the military. Your opinion doesn't matter. This isn't opinionated. This is just a fact. See? Decided to fight for his country here at home, and look at him now. So again, Neon, is Donald Trump a veteran? Yes or no? Very simple question. No? Good boy. Could you imagine Trump in Vietnam? Charlie's in the trees! They got Ricky Oh, frankly, I'm taking them out one by one.
Vice President J.D. Vance.
Couch fucker.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you to that incredible choir and band, and thanks to General Kane and Secretary Hegseth for your powerful words. Thank you, most importantly, for everything that you do for our nation's war fighters and for those who have given their lives to this country. We remember you today, and certainly to our Gold Star families.
Yes, J.D. Vance served in the military.
So thrilled
He's not a combat
and so
veteran,
grateful
though.
to
J.D.
have
never
you
saw
with us
combat.
in attendance. This is a sacred place, an eternal resting spot for our nation's sons and daughters. We gather in solemn commemoration of their sacrifice and the sacrifice made by all those who gave up their lives in service to our beloved country. In 1915, President Woodrow Wilson laid the cornerstone of the memorial amphitheater we gather in today. Now, buried within it was a copper box which contained mementos of profound significance to the amphitheater's designers and to our entire country. There were four things: an American flag, a Bible, a copy of our Declaration of Independence, and a copy of the U.S. Constitution. And the objects they chose to dedicate to posterity, those Americans remind us of the values we hold timeless and dear as a nation and as a people. But those values didn't spring from any stonework or time capsule. They were lived out day after day by the people buried in this hallowed cemetery. Each life honored here in Arlington was once full of the ordinary moments and quiet dreams, of early sunrises, of good days and bad days, of celebrations and disappointments. They stood not apart from us, but among us, ordinary men and women who chose to shoulder an impossible burden.
Among us!
And when we consider what they gave to us, it's common, of course, to focus on their deaths, on the courage to give in that moment what very few are willing or able to sacrifice. But the real tragedy of the loss is not in a single moment of suffering, as our Gold Star families know well, but in all the future moments they and their families lost. Every moment between their sacrifice on the battlefield and what would have been a natural death.
I don't want to hear his voice either.
Because we know they sacrificed not
He's
just their physical life.
Luigi.
They sacrificed the moments that make that life worthwhile. They sacrificed a child's embrace. They sacrificed walking their daughter down the aisle, of seeing their husband or wife after a big promotion, of sharing a meal with the family at Thanksgiving. For my fellow Americans, especially those watching on television, consider the sum of all the moments that make a good life. And now appreciate that countless strangers, people most of you never met, they gave up those moments in their own life so that we could enjoy them in ours.
Yeah, bro, all of those
And
young
that
boys
is
who
what
got their
Memorial
arms and
Day
legs
is all
blown
about.
off by IEDs in Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah, they're the reason why I'm free.
He said this in 2005, not long after a very tough deployment to Iraq. He said this about his fallen men, that they were the best looking, they were the kindest, they were the smartest, they were the most devoted. They were the very best of us. To them, we owe everything. And today, in the peace they bequeathed us, we honor them. As the Book of Wisdom tells us, but the righteous one, though he die early, shall be at rest. For the age that is honorable comes not with the passing of time, nor can it be measured in terms of years. They laid down their lives for Americans they would never meet, for generations yet unborn, for a nation that would not exist absent their incredible courage. Now, we know their families in particular have given so much. And in particular, I want to speak to the Gold Star families, to the families who have lost a son, a daughter, a husband, or a wife, to every child here who misses your dad or your mom, know that your loved one to us is a hero. And though we cannot know your pain, please know that I speak for the entire nation when I say that we are grateful to them and to you for a debt none of us can possibly repay. Now, all of us will honor the fallen and their families in our own way, but allow me to suggest two ways of honoring their sacrifice, two ways that I try to honor their sacrifice every day. First, we ought to commit ourselves and expect from our leaders to treat the lives of our troops as the most precious resource. The very best way.
And we're going to do that by cutting the VA. Fuck you, J.D. Vance, you fucking gelatinous, spineless jelly.
The very best way to honor the fallen is to only ask the next generation to make the ultimate sacrifice when they absolutely must.
The only way to celebrate the fallen is by sending your kids to go die?
People to war. The second way that I try to honor the fallen is to commit ourselves to being worthy of their sacrifice. If you're a husband, be the best husband you can be. If you're a mom, be the best mom that you can be. If you're a citizen, be the very best citizen that you can be. Because together, let us build a better country, a more perfect union, and strive to be the kind of nation worthy of the sacrifice of the people that we honor today. On this Memorial Day, let us remember that we have been given a great gift, often by people none of us ever met. Let us cherish that gift and make ourselves worthy of it. May God bless those who gave that gift, and may He bless the country they sacrificed for. Thank you.
You fired 80,000 people at the VA, most of which were veterans. You are defunding the VA. You got rid of the suicide prevention hotline for veterans.
And now, without further ado, let me please introduce your president, the people's president, the president who knows what these men and women, what they sacrificed for, and who honors them every single day in the job that he does, President Trump.
Took him an hour and 10 minutes to start his speech. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm your perfect and humble leader, Chris Valenti. Donald Trump is about to begin his speech at Arlington National Cemetery for Memorial Day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Thank you very much. Very special place and a very special day. Thank you to Vice President Vance, doing a terrific job. Thanks also to a man who has devoted his life to service members and veterans, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth.
Over under on Frankly?
Really well. He went through
7.
a lot, didn't he? But he's doing really well. He's
7 on the Frankly
cookie.
counter.
That's what we want, is a tough cookie. And we're grateful to be joined as well by Chairman Kaine, terrific military person, members of the Cabinet, members of Congress, members of the United States Armed Forces, veterans, and many other distinguished guests. We gather today to honor the incredible service members who rest in glory in this cemetery and burial grounds around the world and in 1,000 lonely places known only to God. In every hour of peril, in every moment of crisis, American warriors have left behind the blessings of home and family to answer their nation's call. They've offered all that they had within them and given their last breaths to each and every one of us that we might live safe and breathe free. This morning we pay tribute to their immortal deeds. We share in the sorrow of their beloved families, and as one nation we give thanks for the ultimate gift they have so selflessly given to all of us. These warriors, and that's what they are, as great, great warriors, picked up their mantle of duty and service, knowing that to live for others meant always that they might die for others. They knew that. They asked nothing for it. They gave everything, and we owe them everything and much, much
Dude,
more.
he sucks at giving speeches. He has no swagger. He has no personality.
Service members who have made the supreme sacrifice for our nation has also left an unfillable void and an unbreakable silence in the lives of all who love them. For the families of the fallen, you feel the absence of your heroes every day in the family. These are great families. These are wonderful families. In the familiar laugh no longer heard, the empty space at Sunday dinner, or
Trump
the
is the
want
best
of
speech
a
giver.
hug or a pat on the back.
Bro,
that
his
will
voice hits the same
never come
inflection,
again.
no matter what he says.
Every Gold Star family
Gold
fights
Star,
a battle long
every
after the
family,
victory is won,
we're
and
gonna be doing
today we lift you up
it's
and we
live.
hold you high. Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving America the brightest light in your lives. It's what you've done. We will never, ever forget our fallen heroes, and we will never forget our debt to you. This Memorial Day is especially significant as we commemorate 250 years since the first American patriots fell on the field of battle. 2.5 centuries ago at Lexington Green, Concord Bridge, Bunker Hill, brave Minutemen and humble farm boys became the first to give their
He doesn't know what a
lives for a
Minuteman is.
nation that did not yet have a name. With their deaths, men like John Brown, 23.
He doesn't know who John Brown is.
Samuel Hadley, 28, and Abner Hosner, 21, ignited the flame of liberty that now lights the inspires everybody.
Lights the inspires?
And the entire world. Those young men could never have known what their sacrifice would mean to us, but we certainly know what we owe to them. Their valor gave us the freest, greatest, and most noble republic ever to exist on the face of the earth, a republic that I am fixing after a long and hard 4 years. That was a hard 4 years
Off
we
script.
went through.
He just went off script. You always know when Trump goes off script. It's very easy to tell.
Who would let that happen?
Biden!
People pouring through our borders unchecked. People doing things that are indescribable and not for today to discuss. But the republic that is now doing so very well, we're doing so very well right now, considering the circumstances, and will do record-setting better with time. We will do better than we've ever done as a nation, better than ever before. I promise you that. In every generation since, at Trenton and Yorktown, at Vicksburg and Shiloh, and in faraway places with names like Chateau Terrari, Anzio, Iwo Jima, Quezon, Kandahar, really just a few chosen names, and these are names that have become so important on the altar of freedom. They plunged into the crucible of battle, stormed into the fires of hell, charged into the valley of death.
Why weren't you in
rose
Quezon?
into the arms of angels.
You went to military school.
The sacrifice
you were
that
military
they made
age
was
during
not
Vietnam.
merely for a single battle, a long ago victory, or a fleeting triumph, decades or centuries past. Their sacrifice was for today, tomorrow, and every morning thereafter. Every child that lives in peace, every home that is filled with joy and love, every day the Republic stands is only possible because of those who did what had to be done when duty called.
Yeah, when duty called you,
And
you
the
fucking
cost
dodged the
was
draft,
everything
Mango Mussolini,
to them
you fat
and to
fucking
their
loser.
families.
Captain Bone
Our
Spurs.
debt to them is eternal, and it does not diminish with time. It only grows and grows and grows with each passing year. The greatest monument to their courage is not carved in marble or cast in bronze. It's all around us, an American nation, 325 million strong, which will soon be greater than it has ever been before. It will be. And so today we uphold the memory of our heroes as people have done since ancient times by telling their stories and exalting their names. Senior Master Sergeant Elroy Harworth was a young, beautiful man from Earhart, Minnesota, when he enlisted in the Air Force and was sent to Vietnam. 59 years ago this
Neon
very
just
week,
said Trump's looking
Elroy
good, man.
and his crewmates climbed into the dark skies over Da Nang on a classified mission known as Operation Carolina Moon. Their aim was to blow up a key enemy bridge, and while other crews had tried and failed, they were determined to try and get it done in face of extreme danger, and they knew how bad it was. As their C-130 closed in on its target and Elroy jockeyed his 5,000 pounds of explosives into position, the aircraft came under unbelievably intense fire. They'd never seen anything like it. Try as they might, they were hit as the plane swung low and they went down deep in enemy territory. Elroy was just 24 years old when he gave his life for America, leaving behind a beautiful young wife who was 7 months pregnant. That meant Elroy would never know the joy of meeting his son Troy or seeing him grow, and he would never have the pride to watch his son follow in his father's footsteps and serve 2 decades in the U.S. Army. Sergeant First Class Troy Harworth is with us today, joined by his wife Sonia and their son John, the grandson Elroy never got to hold. Thank you, Troy, and thank you, John, and above all, thank you, Elroy. Thank you.
Brother,
very
this
much.
isn't a
Please
good
stand
story.
up. Thank you.
This is a fucking sad story. This guy died while his wife was 7 months pregnant, and his
Thank
son,
you very much.
he joined the military too. Yeah, keep it going, folks. More and more. We need more
Great
dead bodies.
family. Corporal Ryan McGee of Fredericksburg, Virginia.
We're all
knew
radical
from the
leftists
time
here,
he saw
Neon,
the
and
towers
proud.
fall on 9/11 that he wanted to be an Army Ranger. He was an American guy, all American. He was a tough guy. He was the top of everything. In high school, he was captain of the football team and was voted friendliest and most charming by his peers. Ryan joined the Army soon after graduation, and after 3 tours in Afghanistan, he deployed to Iraq. He and his unit were tasked with hunting down a weapon facilitator and a suicide bomber cell near Baghdad, a vicious, vicious cell, killing many, many people. 16 years ago this month, they engaged the enemy in a firefight, and Ryan was mortally wounded. He gave his life at 21 years old, and today he rests until the end of time in the famed Section 60 here at Arlington, where we have buried our honored dead from the War on Terror. We are joined today by Ryan's mom, Sherry, and Sherry, all of America shares in your grief, and more importantly, we share in your pride in your wonderful son. And thank you so much for being here, Sherry. Where's Sherry? Thank you, Sherry. Thank you very much. On behalf of everyone. This crowd is so big, she's hard to find. Once I saw her, she really stands out. Thank you, Sherry, very much. Senior Chief Petty Officer Shannon Kent grew up in Pine Plains, New York, before enlisting in the Navy in 2003, and she quickly became one of the rising stars. She was an absolute winner. As a linguist, translator, and cryptologic technician, Shannon worked alongside elite Special Force units like Delta Force and Navy SEALs to help them capture and kill terrorists. She was among the first women ever to do it, and she did it better than anyone. In January 2019, Shannon was on her 5th combat deployment, embedded with a team hunting ISIS terrorists through the streets of Syria, when a suicide bomber detonated his weapon, killing Senior Chief Kent and 3 other wonderful, beautiful Americans. She left behind her husband, Joe, and their 2 sons, 3-year-old Colt and 18-month-old baby Josh. Today, Shannon rests in peace on these grounds alongside her comrades. To her boys, Colt and Josh, who are here this morning, now aged 9 and 7, let me say your mom was a hero, and her love, her strength, and her spirit are always with us and always be with you. She loved her boys. To Joe, the boys, Shannon's parents, Mary and Stephen, and her sister Mariah, Shannon's name will live forever in the chronicles of true American patriots. I just want to thank you, and thank you so much for being here in honor of your magnificent family member. Stories like Shannon's, Ryan's, and Elroy's remind us of the real meaning of the day, and I want to just say, please stand up wherever you may be. The boys, I want to see those boys. Where are you?
Other side. Yeah, meanwhile, they're talking about a dead woman, and Pete here wants no women to be allowed to serve in the military under any circumstances.
Yeah, good-looking guys. Thank you very much for being here. All of you, thank you so much. We should never forget, even for a moment, that freedom is a gift of the highest cost, and peace is won at the most precious price. These extraordinary American heroes and their immense and ultimate sacrifices they offer only the faintest glimpse at the infinite grace we have received from all who laid down their lives for America over the past 250 years. We're going to have a big, big celebration, as you know, 250 years. In some ways, I'm glad I missed that second term where it was, because I wouldn't be your president. For that most important of all, in addition, we have the World Cup and we have the Olympics. Can you imagine? I missed that 4 years, and now look what I have. I have everything. Amazing the way things work out.
Neon just said Trump's looking like he's 20. Jack,
God
put him in the
did
corner
that.
for 60
I believe
seconds
that,
just
too.
for lying. Don't lie to yourself, Neon. Don't lie to yourself.
You know, I got the World Cup and I got the Olympics. The 250 years was not mine.
How you
I'd
doing,
like to take
Zapios?
credit for it. But I got the Olympics, I got the World Cup when I was president. And I said, boy, it's too bad I won't be president then. And look what happened. I turned out, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great celebration. But most important of all is the 250th anniversary. That blows everything away, including the World Cup and including the Olympics, as far as I'm concerned. In any corner of this cemetery, at any resting place for our war dead, anywhere on earth, you'll find untold stories of equal heroism and heartbreak unmatched, patriotism and devotion and acts of selflessness and courage so enormous they defy comprehension. Most people can't even imagine it. Great poets have written that it's love which moves the sun and the stars, but here on the sacred soil, right where we are, we're reminded that it's love which moves the course of history and moves it always toward freedom, always. From Bunker Hill to Bastogne to Cantonese to Coral Sea, from Gettysburg to Guadalcanal and Concord to Kabul, America's best and America's bravest have fought, bled, and died so that we could pick up the torch of liberty, raise it high, 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 and carry it onward to places they could never have dreamed of before. Today we honor their memory. We remember their gallantry. We just revere, in the highest sense, we just revere their incredible legacy. We salute them in their eternal and everlasting glory, and we continue our relentless pursuit of America's destiny as we make our nation stronger, prouder, freer, and greater than ever before. May God bless our fallen heroes. May God bless our Gold Star families. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bro,
Great
we
honor.
just
Thank
waited
you.
an hour and 10 minutes. And he spoke for 18 minutes. He spoke for 18 minutes. That was the most dog shit speech I've ever heard on a Memorial Day. Where you going, Dolan?
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of taps and the benediction.
All right. Enough of that. Listen, if you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, we waited an hour and a half for him to start that speech. That was an 18-minute long speech. That was pathetic. He sucks at giving speeches, bro. He's fucking horrendous at giving speeches. It's embarrassing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. I'll catch you in the next one. Click that video right over there. I promise you it's a banger. Dude, that was awful. That was awful. Oh. We got no Franklies. Nothing on the fucking Frankly counter. He's old, Chris? I thought you just said he's looking like he's 20 years old. Which excuse is it? Because I know you're like, oh, he's so young and healthy, and now it's like he's old. Like, which one is it, bro? Make up your fucking mind. Make up your fucking mind. What the fuck is this?
Such a pleasure to see so many beautiful faces in this room and so many future leaders. Hi, Eloise. You look so cute back there. I'm so excited to host this briefing today in honor of National Bring Your Kids to Work Day, and it's great to see so many future leaders here. Welcome to the James S. Brady Briefing Room. My name is Caroline Leavitt, and I am the White House Press Secretary for President Donald J. Trump. And why don't you start us off, beautiful little girl? Go ahead.
What's your question for Mr. Trump, Press
She's
Secretary?
thinking very hard about it.
You can ask it. You can ask it. She wants to know if Donald Trump likes to give hugs.
Oh, does he like to give hugs?
No.
You know, I think he does. I have seen him give many hugs to children and his family and
Why are
our
we lying?
beautiful First Lady. So yes.
Why are we lying?
I
I've
do think
never
he
seen
likes to
Trump
give
hug
hugs.
anyone.
You're welcome. Emily, would you like to ask a question?
Yes. What is the funnest part about your job and the hardest part about your job?
Wow. Well, that is definitely a very good question. I think the most fun part about my job is doing things like this with all of you in the briefing room and answering so many great questions. What is President Trump's favorite food? Well,
Big Macs.
President Trump loves a lot of different foods, but I think his favorite is probably steak.
Yeah. He's talked about how he likes to eat his steak well done and with ketchup. He said that himself with his own words.
I've had steak with him on many occasions, and he likes to eat a big, beautiful steak. Do you like steak, Frankie? Yes? Okay. Jack, nice to see you. I like your hat. You're welcome. Would you like to ask a question?
What's the state of the border?
What's the state of the border?
What's the state of the border? Who the fuck is this kid's parents? This kid should be outside with his hands in the dirt, plucking up worms, What the fuck?
I can assure you the border is the most secure it has ever been in the history of our country. And I think your dad works for the Homeland Security Council, so that's a very apropos question. And your dad's doing a great job securing the border. Hazel Jane, what a beautiful name. Would you like to ask a question? Okay.
Actually, can you come back to me?
Sure. I can come back to you. I'd be happy to. Bobby Lynn?
How many people has he fired?
How many people has he fired? And look at her laugh.
How many people has he fired? Thus far, actually, we have...
These are the same people who scream about indoctrinating our children, who scream bloody murder about indoctrinating our children. This is disgusting.
I've not had anyone fired with the exception of one individual who did leave their job. But we have a great team here so far. So good. Thank you for the question. Yes, little man. Is that your mommy? Your mommy is a great journalist. What's your question?
What's Donald Trump's favorite ice cream? He wants to know.
Ooh.
The blood of my enemies.
I have seen the president eat ice cream sundaes before with chocolate sauce and some toppings too. Raise your hand if you like ice cream sundaes. It's a...
Bitch, you didn't say the flavor. So you've seen him have ice cream sundaes with chocolate sauce and toppings. What flavor? He just asked what fucking flavor. What the fuck?
Very popular policy position to have. Yes, very good. Dario, would you like to go?
What is the president? If the president had a superpower, what would it be?
Wow.
Yeah, if Trump could have a superpower, what would it be? It'd probably be shooting lasers out of his ass.
If the president could have a superpower, what would it be? That is a very good question. I think if he had a superpower, it would be to just snap
out, Matthew
his
Pompeo.
fingers
Thank you for the
and
donation.
solve all of our country's problems just like that, because he likes to get things done very quickly, but sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Like today, he had to go to Capitol Hill to convince people to vote for his one big beautiful bill. I bet if he had a superpower, he would snap his fingers and get it passed immediately, but life doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Go ahead, buddy.
What is Donald Trump's favorite soccer player?
Favorite soccer player?
He doesn't. He couldn't
You know,
name one.
I don't know the answer to that. It's a very good question. I will check in with the president and get back to you. How's that sound? But I know he likes soccer and he likes all sports. Go ahead.
Probably the country like each week.
Does he leave the country each week? No, he doesn't. We left the country last week and we went on a long trip to the Middle East. Very far away, but we have some plans to leave the country later this year, but most weeks he's right here at the White House working very hard. Nora, go ahead.
Which is Donald Trump's favorite president besides himself?
Probably William McKinley.
It's a good question.
He's probably going to say William
Because
McKinley.
It would be probably himself. No, I think that perhaps he would say George Washington. I know he speaks very highly of George Washington, who was, of course, the first president of our great country, and he has his big, beautiful portrait hanging in the Oval Office above the fireplace. Good question. Go ahead. You look very professional and beautiful.
Thank you so much. What's it like? For you, I have a question for you. What is it like balancing a baby and your job as the press secretary as your age?
Sure. It's a very good question, and my baby is here with my mother. As you can see, he does not know what's going on. But it is a challenge every day, but it's also a blessing to have this opportunity and to be a mom. So you have to learn to prioritize your time, and lean on your support system, which is my mother and my husband and my family and friends. And you can do it. You just have to work very hard. Yes.
Hi, my name is Harcelli Victoria. My mom is Shariana Veras.
Oh, nice to meet you.
My question is, as press secretary, as the youngest press secretary, what advice would you give to young girls like me who want to achieve their dreams?
It's a great question, and you're so beautiful. My best advice would be to work as hard as you possibly can and just pursue every opportunity that opens up and is—
Bitch, you slept your way to the top, you cantankerous trailer park whore. What advice could you possibly give this young girl?
given to you, and just work as hard as you can.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Behind you. Yeah.
What is Donald Trump going to do about climate change?
What is Donald Trump going to do about climate change?
Nothing,
Well,
because he doesn't believe climate change is real.
that is a very good question. The president cares very much about our environment. He says all the time he wants to have the cleanest air, the cleanest water, the cleanest environment for the world. He also cares very much about our energy independence and ensuring that we can keep the lights on in our homes at a very cheap rate. So we want to make energy here in the United States because we do it cleaner and better than everyone. So I think that's how the president would answer that question. You're welcome. Go ahead.
What is your favorite country that you've been to before?
What is my favorite country I've
America.
been to before? Oh, wow. That's a very good question. Well, I've been to many countries. I lived in Italy for a few months to study, but I very much enjoyed our trip last week to the Middle East, where the president went to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, and they were 3 beautiful countries. We'll take a couple more questions to the back of that beautiful high hand. Go ahead.
Why do they have her talking to kids? Because they're trying to clean up her image. The American public fucking hates No Lip Leavitt. But they think of her as like a literal robot that just lies for Donald Trump. So this is a publicity stunt to try and make her seem more human.
What pets did Donald Trump have when he grew up and also right now?
What was that, buddy?
What pets?
What pets?
He didn't have pets growing up, and he doesn't have pets now because Donald Trump hates animals. He said this. He's the first president in American history to not own a dog. When he fucking killed Qasem Soleimani, he said he died like a dog. When you're talking about somebody dying in a brutal way, who the fuck brings up dogs, bro? Who wants to imagine dogs dying brutally? This is... what the fuck...
Donald Trump had when he grew up and also right now?
Well, he doesn't have any pets right now. I don't know if he had any pets when he was growing up. I'll have to check with him.
No,
and
he's
ask.
never had a fucking pet. He's very vocal about how he doesn't like dogs. He thinks they're dirty and smelly. Also, never trust a man who doesn't like dogs.
But there's no pets at the White House right now, except for our great canine Secret Service dog friends that are here to protect us. Hazel Jane, did you remember your question?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
What's the president's religion?
What's the president's religion? The president is a Christian, and he believes in Jesus. Yes? In the back?
What did the president do today?
What did the president do today? The president was very busy today. He went to
Committed a couple of war crimes, probably violated the Constitution, and most likely emotionally cheated on Melania.
Capitol Hill earlier today, and then he's here back at the White House, and he's doing meetings, and then he's going to do a big announcement at 3 o'clock where all of your moms and dads will be able to ask him questions directly. Go ahead, buddy. What was that, buddy? How much candy does he eat a day? A good amount. A good amount of candy, yes. He likes pink Starburst.
Really? That's like low-key a fun fact. Donald Trump likes pink Starburst. I'll take that info. I like that info. Donald Trump likes pink Starburst. That's a weird thing to know about him.
Tootsie Rolls. Yes, buddy, go ahead. We'll take 2
And
more.
Tootsie Rolls? Who the fuck likes Tootsie Rolls?
Who the fuck likes Tootsie Rolls? That's the worst goddamn candy known to man.
What's the president's favorite order at McDonald's?
President's favorite order at McDonald's. He loves McDonald's hamburgers and French fries. Who doesn't? They're good. In the back. Go ahead, bud.
Chat, you guys like Tootsie Rolls? You fucking losers, bro. You share a favorite candy with Donald Trump.
Favorite what?
News
I can tell you're a staff kid, not a journalist kid. Did someone say ABC? Honestly, it depends on the day. Go ahead, honey.
What is President Trump's favorite room in the White House?
Favorite room in the White House? I think his favorite room in the White House
The nuke
is
bunker.
Definitely the Oval Office, because it's so beautiful and he has decked it out in gold. It's now MAGA gold in there. Yes, go ahead, one more.
What's his favorite child?
Child?
That is a very controversial question, and I am not going to answer it. I know he loves all of his children very much, and they're all great kids. Some of them were here yesterday. We'll do one more to the little girl in the back behind you. Yes.
Who's your favorite president?
Who's my favorite
Trump.
president? Well, that's a good question to answer. Donald Trump. Thank you guys so very much. It's good to see all of you.
Oh,
Thank you for coming.
That's fucking gross. That was fucking gross, dude. That was crazy. Oh. Gross. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream, guys. I got to get ready to go to the gym. Thank you for tuning into the Valenti broadcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. Remember, this is real independent media, so if you do want to help support the channel financially, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could become a patron on Patreon for $5. You could become a member on YouTube for $5. You could buy some Valenti Videos merch right down below, and you can use the 40% off discount code for the Vantage subscription on Ground News, located in the description below. Yeah. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti broadcast, and I'll catch you next time.